Varndean BHASVIC thing, you know, it's been done before. And also welcome to the 3 Conservative Party candidates for Brighton. But we are particularly privileged today to introduce to you David Cameron. So welcome, David, leader of the Conservative Party.
It's great to be here. You'll be relieved to know no long, big introductory speech from me. I want to use this time to answer as many of your questions as possible. I just wanted to say this. Whichever way you choose to vote, I hope in this, your first election, I hope you do vote. I hope you think about all the people who gave their lives so you have the chance to vote. Think of the suffragettes and what they did to get the vote. Think of people in other countries who aren't allowed to vote. And I hope whatever way you go, obviously I hope it's my way, but I hope whatever way you go, you do exercise that right and you do vote, you do take part. Second thing I wanted to say is this. I'm not one of those politicians who'll stand here and promise that I'm going to solve every problem by passing laws and spending money and issuing new regulations. I actually believe real change is when we come together and do things together. We only really crack crime when we all work together. We only improve our schools when parents and teachers and everyone gets involved. I don't think we're going to solve our big social problems if we just rely on the government. We should be looking at the great charities and voluntary bodies and social enterprises and personal action too. We should recognise that we need in this country a big society rather than a big government. And it's that that's at the heart of my election campaign. Now, maximum amount of time for questions. Who wants to kick off? There are microphones flying around. Let's have the here in black.
I've been looking through your policy this weekend, and I see you want to increase the tuition fees for universities and decrease the amount of places available for students. My question is, what do you expect to happen in 5 years' time when there's loads of uneducated people in the UK?
Right, well, I don't know whose manifesto you were reading, but it certainly wasn't ours, because that is not our plan. We actually want to see the number of people at university go up, not go down. But I'll tell you absolutely frankly and clearly, if you vote Conservative, the top-up fees, the tuition fees, they're going to stay. And I'll tell you why they have to stay. It's because I want to be honest with you about the cost of a good university education. And those parties that tell you you can have it all for free, you can have great university places, they're not being straight with you. One of the key things about this election is the scale of our budget deficit. Of every £4 the government spends, right now they're borrowing one of those pounds. So we are deep in debt. We're deep in trouble. And if anyone says to you, you can have things for free that you currently have to pay for, read the small print, right? The Lib Dems do actually say they'll get rid of tuition fees. You read the small print, it's not actually for 6 years, right? Beyond the next Parliament. So I'm afraid the top-up fees, the tuition fees will have to stay to make sure you get a good university education, but we want to see it expanded. How are we going to do that when there's no money? Well, the Australians and the New Zealanders have a clever idea, which is they have a bonus for people who pay back their grants early, and they're going to use that money to expand university education. We'll do the same, and that will give us an extra 10,000 places. So an expanded university education, but I'm afraid those fees are going to have to stay. There's a big review going on. You have to wait to see what that comes up with, but the fees, I'm afraid, are going to stay, and I'm being straight with you. Next. Lady here.
In 2006 to 2007, 45 students who qualified for free school meals got a place at Oxford. The same number of students, the same number of places were offered to students from one school, that was St Paul's Girls' School in London. Do you honestly believe that caste doesn't matter in Britain today?
No, I think it does, and I think it's a tragedy. I mean, let's just read those figures out again. They are amazing figures, right? Only 45 children on free school meals. That's 45 out of, I think, probably about 80,000 a year on free school meals. Only 45 got to the 2 top universities in Britain, Oxford and Cambridge. And as you say, that's more from one private school get there than from all the state schools on free school meals. It's a disgrace in our country that that happens today, and we need to change that. Now, I think the right way to change it is not somehow fiddle with university admissions, as the government keeps trying to do. The best way to change it is improve our secondary education. Make sure that we do more to give people the chance of a great secondary education so they feel able to apply for and to get into the best universities in our country. Now, I think one of the things we should do is recognise that we should open up the state education system. and say to the academy providers, say to churches and voluntary bodies, and yes, even to private schools, come into the state sector. Come and provide a really great state education for free, just as other state schools, and let's have the excellence, the competition, the diversity that you sometimes have in the private sector. Let's have all of that in the state sector, where we actually want to educate our children. I think that would help to raise standards, as the academy schools are already doing, because it's not good enough where we are. 45 children on preschool meals going to the top universities is a disgrace. I want opportunity to be more equal in our country. And if we don't change things, we won't improve them. You know, sticking with the status quo, just saying let's stay as we are and have a few more instructions from the Department of Education to schools every year, that's not going to do it. We need to be more radical, we need to be more bold, and that's what our plan to open up state education is all about. Gentleman here.